I am. It's the on-campus kingpin, yes I am.
Eagle Sessions, Gayle Saunders, SkinnyPost.com, talking about the Eagles' big win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, you got to be excited about tonight. We saw a little glimpse of what our Philadelphia Eagles can be this season. As I said in a couple of videos previously, that this was the game that I was really expecting to see the Eagles, you know, open up the playbook a little bit offensively and defensively. We saw more movement in the offense. We saw more pressure added by our defense, mainly with Michael Kendricks. But that's what you like to see in your third preseason game. The next preseason game that we're gonna see is, you know, mostly the backups. So obviously, all these other guys are trying to make the team. But tonight we got to see a good chunk of some of our talent. Biggest news is, in most positive news, we did not lose LaShawn McCoy. We did not lose Jeremy Maclin. If you weren't screaming at the television saying we shouldn't have got rid of D-Jax, I was talking in tongues, cursing to myself, talking to myself. My lady is thinking I'm crazy. At that moment, everything that we thought could have happened with Maclin getting hurt, and everything that we thought and went through in our heads, and just seeing him on the ground, thinking that that's what it was, I'm sure you were swearing to. But thank God he's fine, he's okay. The craziest thing was actually seeing Maclin go back on the field. Talking Nick Foles was 19 for 29, 179 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The 1 interception wasn't his fault. Sproles ran into the Harrimans on the screen. You know, Foles had a pretty good game in the beginning. You know, he was missing on some of his targets. He just had to settle down. He looked a little bit more comfortable as the game went on. One guy who didn't look comfortable was Riley Cooper. Although Riley Cooper did have 3 catches for 25 yards. He did miss a couple opportunities in the end zone. One was a flag, but still, you got to make those catches. I mean, you know, there's 2 in the end zone where you could have caught, you know, touchdown passes. And then he was called with a push-off as well, which, you know, there were some bad calls that were thrown, but, you know, it was just glad to see Riley Cooper and Jeremy Maclin in the offense. I think that the thing that you like to see the most is how the ball was spread around. I mean, honestly, almost every receiver was involved. I mean, Jeremy Maclin on the night, 6 catches, 43 yards. Brent Selleck, 2 catches, 41 yards. Burton, 2 catches, 37 yards. Maris Johnson, 2 catches, 29 yards. LaShawn McCoy, 2 catches, 26 yards. Zach Ertz, 2 catches, 24 yards. Pratt, 2 catches for 20 yards. Mayo, 4 catches for 19 yards. Jordan Matthews, 2 catches for 16 yards. I could go all day. Sproles, 1 catch. Josie, 1 catch. Will Murphy, 1 catch. I mean, honestly, think about how many guys were involved. It was unfortunate that McCoy was out of the game, but it was good to see Sproles playing running back. And Chip Kelly did say Sproles is going to play fully running back. But I believe that he's going to be playing the taser position once the season starts. Get him on the field at the same time as McCoy. But Sproles ran very hard. He definitely, you know, he's holding these guys, these defensive guys, in check. Every time they, you know, do the play fake, the tight ends are getting open. Selleck's making catches. Zach Ertz is taking advantage of, you know, slower linebackers or safeties. So obviously you have to love that. Another positive is all the movement we've seen. A lot of guys shifting, a lot of guys moving around, causing mismatches. You know, another guy I was impressed with is Mark Sanchez. Ran the second team very smoothly again on another scoring drive. So you got to be impressed with the way he's been poised in the pocket. You know, he's hitting all his reads. And one beauty is we had the second string offense going against the Steelers' first defense. So it's not like they were just driving on anybody. And the beauty of watching the players play together, from the ones to the threes to the fours, guys were making plays and the tempo stayed consistent all the way to the fourth quarter. I mean, they did let up on, and they had a couple plays called back touchdown wise. Josie with a nice touchdown with one shoe. What? Honestly, defensively, we looked pretty sound. I mean, like I said, with the pressure that was being brought up the middle from Kendricks. They talked about the summer how they were going to use Kendricks on some blitzes and how he was excited about that. We saw a little glimpse of that. We got an interception off of that pressure. Nolan Carroll made a nice play. It's good to see him in the lineup. Pretty impressed with him. He stepped in for Kerry Williams tonight. Fletcher played well. Thornton running all over the field. D'Amico Ryan's taking, Le'Veon Bell's head off. I like that. Set the tone. Who else? Bear played a good game. Graham had a strip sack. Vinny Curry as well, always making plays. I like him in the sub-package role. We saw a little bit of dimes tonight with Kendricks in the middle. So the Eagles, against Tom Brady, I don't think they were showing much defensively, but we saw some wrinkles tonight. So honestly, I'm impressed with tonight. I don't know what you guys saw out there. If you're impressed with what you saw, but you got to be. I mean, some of the numbers you got to think about tonight. The Eagles put up some serious numbers offensively. 482 yards. That's 300 yards passing, and then 182 yards rushing. When I say almost every running back on the roster rushed for 30 yards. I'm not lying. The guy who rushed for the lowest number was LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy on the night. Let's see. LaShawn McCoy, 24 yards. Barner had 32 yards. Darren Sproles, 33 yards. Tucker, 46 yards. And Josie, 48 yards. So obviously, the running game was hitting tonight. So you gotta like what you saw out of the running game. Penalties wise, again, ridiculous with the penalties. 14 penalties for 110 yards. That's more than last week. Steelers 13 penalties for 92 yards. Half of those were probably on Ike Taylor. He had a rough night. The Eagles got one turnover. The Eagles offense, 36 first downs on the night. So you got to be impressed with that. Who else? Alex Henry. We just got a new kicker to come in and compete. I would have liked to see more from him. We got him on the trade for Llewellyn, but Henry missing another kick. I mean, really? You're not really showing that you want this position. I mean, come on now. But Eagle fans out there, what did you see? What did you like? I tried to name some things off the top of my head. Just really impressed overall. Really saw some things out of our players, and pretty excited about our offense. But I am Gayle Saunders, Eagle Sessions, living the dream, not as in Dream Team, but living the dream.